Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It can't get any more beautiful here at sunrise. It's gorgeous, and you talk about sport fishing in April. It's starting to get pretty crazy. Limits of white sea bass. We've got news on bluefin tuna, some tremendous lingcod fishing over a wide area, and also some huge reds on Cortez Bank. We've got so much to talk about on today's morning briefing that I'm going to shut my trap and get set up and get ready for you all. Great fishing, beautiful morning. Welcome to the morning briefing. It is so great to have you here with us this morning. Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget, if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. What a beautiful morning it truly is. It is great, and there is so much to talk about. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Man, the signal we are getting, even in this La Nina cold water year, is really great. There was some great fishing that went on over the past 24 hours, and I think today is going to be another great day. You're going to hear about limits of white sea bass, bluefin tuna, huge lings, big reds, and so much more. So let's jump into it. Before we do, hit that like button, share these videos with a friend, subscribe to the Freeman Adventures YouTube channel, tick that little bell, you'll be notified when there is new content. And also remember, go over there on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, and Spotify for more of Freeman Adventures soaring to new heights with our statistics, all thanks to you. I got to go back to our trip on the Island Spirit for one moment because it was such a great trip, number one. But number two, there were so many smaller stories. One of them was Robert and Travis Graber fishing, getting their fish filleted, and then handing that all over to my niece, Dr. Connie Friedman, who works in Ventura County Hospital. And Connie turned it in to this magnificent dish, this paella. So it came full circle, and she said it was to die for and wanted to send her thanks to Robert and Travis and anybody else who contributed to it. So the Freeman Adventures family producing some great paella on that trip. Let's start out long range. Independence. They've had some spectacular wahoo fishing. They've had some pretty good tuna fishing. They've had some dips, ups and downs like you normally do on any fishing trip. They're a 16-day trip right now, so they're about 1,000 miles south of Point Loma, San Diego. It takes them 3 days to get down to the area, Hurricane Bank in this case. And man, I'll tell you, that wahoo fishing the other day was tremendous. They had wahoo jumping all over the place. Some even slammed into the mighty Independence. So pretty good shot of yellowfin tuna, although looking for more. They need to hook up with a few more, and also some extraordinary wahoo fishing on this trip. It's been great. Don't forget, we have a 5-day trip. I think there's 2 spots left, maybe 3 on our trip that departs April the 21st, and things couldn't look any brighter than they do right now. Contact the Independence office, www.independencesportfishing.com. I'll see you on board on April the 21st. Really looking forward to it. The Polaris Supreme on a 3-day trip had a night bite on the 40-pound bluefin tuna, biting the jigs at night. Pretty good hit. 29 on the bluefin tuna, best score of 2025. High hopes that we're going to get on that stuff now. You know, it's really difficult for one boat to go out there and find those bluefin tuna, so kudos to the Polaris Supreme for a really nice hit there. We throw more boats out and get more pressure out there, it's going to swing around. Let's talk Mexico. And of course, yellowtail has been the name of the game, but there's a variety of species in Cabo in the inshore area, Sierras and Jacks, and really good yellowtail fishing at times. Same thing out of La Paz. We've seen some extraordinary yellowtail fishing. We highlighted Loreto the other day. Sea dog sport fishing, salt dog sport fishing. I'm going to get this right one of these days. Salt dog sport fishing. Out of Loreto, Andrew, he does such a great job. He's had limits of yellowtail for the past several weeks. By 11 a.m. every morning, then he goes into the shallows and catches some nice cabrilla. Same thing up there in Santa Rosalia, really good yellowtail fishing. And the yellows have been popping only 140 miles down below the border in the San Quintin area. They've been doing good out near San Martin Island, some coastal spots, tons of big reds and lings down there if you want them. And Ensenada, some yellows jumping around there also. We've seen some pretty good yellowtail action, but mostly rockfish. It's been great rock fishing for all the operators out of Ensenada. And out of Popotla, our dear friend Carlos Cortez and his son, Carlos Cortez Jr. Check out that big giant rockfish. They've been putting the wood to the rockfish. And Carlos is keeping the Coronado Islands honest also, looking for yellows on a regular basis. So some really great stuff going on. Don't forget about the El Patron out of Long Beach sport fishing. They do such a great job. The El Patron is getting brand new engines put in. There's a little delay because they're doing it right and getting those new engines in there for you all. She's going to purr to Catalina Island. She'll be ready to go in a couple of weeks or so. LongBeachSportFishing.org for more information on that. All right, let's talk Cortez Bank. Who the heck is out on Cortez Bank in April? Well, somebody wants to check it out, that's who, and it's Max Nui and the Pacific Voyager out of C4 Sport Fishing in San Diego. Love Max. He's always pushing out, checking things out. He looked to see if the yellows wanted to play out there. They did not. No forkies at all, but huge reds greeted the guys on the Pacific Voyager and Max Nui. So that is some really great stuff. I don't know how you can beat that. So some excellent stuff going on there. Let's jump in to Southern California now, and we'll start geographically in San Diego, where the premier picked at the rockfish yesterday. Matt Cox said the dolphin were playing off the bow, just providing the kids especially to some great sights on the way out to the fishing grounds. Nothing wrong with that. John Ho celebrated his birthday. John's a great guy, and I hope to see him at Day at the Docks. Happy birthday, John, on board the Dolphin, where they caught a lot of rockfish up and down the Southern California coast. We continue to see really good rock fishing right now. It has been spectacular. And of course, a lot of it has to do with this beautiful weather you see behind me. It should be another fantastic day on a glorious sunrise here in Surfside. It's beautiful. All right, down this way, you got Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, and around my other way, Long Beach, San Pedro, the Santa Monica Bay, and the Channel Islands. So there you have that really good stuff. In terms of white sea bass, yes, in this cold water, and it's kind of early, although in previous years, going back into ancient history when I was a kid, we'd catch sea bass all the time in April. My biggest white sea bass, 69 pounds, Catalina Island, on the Phantom, Captain Larry Moore, when my son Philip was born. It's a hard day for me to forget. And even though I wasn't there for his birth, Philip kind of walks around with an extra little, step, because he likes the fact that I got the biggest sea bass I ever caught. Anyway, April, sea bass are biting. The Amigo, and my great friend Mark Paisano Jr., he does such a great job on the Amigo, 22nd Street Landing, San Pedro, California. 17 anglers, 17 white sea bass on board the Amigo. How can you beat that? The Ghost, the six-pack out of 22nd Street. 6 guys, 6 white sea bass, and 3 halibut. Pretty darn good fishing, if you ask me. And there is a lot of squid in the local environment. A lot of guys have tube bait right now. I saw it up there on the Aloha Spirit. They have it. It's all over the place. It's the magnet that brings predators in here. And we've been talking about it all season long, and now it's starting to pay dividends. Look out for a great sea bass here. Look out for more and more halibut as this goes along. I am liking what we are seeing here right now. It looks really, really good. All right, as I mentioned, so many boats having success fishing rockfish up and down the coast. But private boaters have also been getting in on that. And David Rosenthal, one of our favorite Freedman Adventure family members, he is fantastic. Angler, pliers, they are awesome. David's behind him, and he does such a great job. He said they were up in the Channel Islands, and they had a private boat trip with his friend Jerry, and they went out and they started around Santa Rosa, and they caught some small lings and a lot of other stuff. They released those small lings and said, you know, time to pull out all the stops and go hit that secret spot. And they did it, I should say, David did it with the rod he won on Tackle Shop Confessions, right here on the Freedman Adventures YouTube channel, Tackle Shop Confessions. He won that rod on there and took it out and fished with it. Of course, our dear friend Chuck Zimmer from Z Custom Rods made that beautiful rod for David. They went to the secret spot. How about first drop, a 22-pound lingcod, followed up by a 25-pound lingcod. They had easy limits on big reds. They caught and released with a descending device some big cows. They had an absolutely dream trip, and we are so happy to see that. David, thanks for the great report. Really magnificent fishing. So again, good rock fishing as the season is open, and the only thing that was holding us back there for a little while was the weather. That has all calmed down. It is gorgeous right now. By the way, Tackle Shop Confessions live tonight, 6 p.m. The Danny Cadota Show live from 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, 4 o'clock. Those are two great shows. We can't wait to bring you Island Spirit. We had such a great trip, and yesterday on the Island Spirit, they had 40 kids on, or no, it was a kids' day. They had a lot of kids. They had 40 people on there, and they had 430 rockfish on the Island Spirit. Kids fish free every single Sunday on the Island Spirit with a paid adult. And man, they put the wood to the fish. We had such a great trip the other day on the Island Spirit, and they just backed it up with a huge trip. Great fishing for them. Don't forget 805-676-3474 to get on board the Island Spirit, or you can go to VenturaSportFishing.com. In addition, we have our May 30th trip. I think we've got 6 or 8 spots left on that. May 30th on the Island Spirit, special early departure time of 5:30 a.m. You want one of those spots? You better jump right now. Give me a text. Text me at this number. This is how you book the trip. Don't call the landing. You don't go through the landing. You text me. 657-227-6459. Really great stuff going on. As I mentioned, up there in the Channel Islands, I should have said the gray light. I think I said the Aloha Spirit had squid. They may have it also, but the gray light's got it. They're focusing in on trying to get a sea bass bite and looking for exotics again. So we'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. What a trip on the Coral Sea. We pointed out of Santa Barbara how they put the wood to the lings the other day. They did it again. But not only lings, they had 9 halibut, 50 lingcod for limits. Great fishing on the Coral Sea. Doesn't get much better than that. Alan Jones was on the Black Pearl fishing out of Morro Bay. I believe they were down there off the San Martin Lighthouse, and they put the wood to the lings. He said best lingcod fishing he's ever seen. 55 lingcod. Really great fishing going on. I don't know how it can get any better. We are definitely seeing the lings from down below San Diego to out on some of the other zones like Santa Barbara Island, up there in the Channel Islands, up there in the Morro Bay area. It has really been great lingcod fishing. I am loving every single moment of that. A lot of guys fishing the back bays. One of them is our very own Anthony, great Freedman Adventures family member who does such a great job tutoring other anglers and getting them enthusiastic about their fishing. We are blessed to have Anthony with us. He was catching spotted bay bass yesterday in some of the back bays. We pointed out the other day, that's a great alternative, an option available to you when the wind comes up. But man, it's beautiful weather right now, so you can still partake in some great fishing. I'll remind you all that Michael Limon will be out trying to catch some fish like that during the Danny Cadota Show Always love that part of the show where Michael's running in and out, a young man who's nuts about fishing and sharing that love with you on the Danny Cadota Show. That should be a lot of fun. And how about a Diamond Valley Lake update? Because these guys are all over the fish. It's the pre-spawn bite for bass at Diamond Valley Lake, and it was fantastic for James Williams. James, thanks for sharing, and Doug Hagedorn, and both those guys really put the wood to some beautiful bass, as you can see there. And James said, you know, Phil, they may not be as big as the bass that Danny Cadota catches, but I thought we did pretty good. And James, guess what? I showed those to Danny, and he said, whoa, I gotta do that, man. Danny was very, very, very impressed about it. I hope you'll chime in and say hi to him on the Danny Cadota Show a little bit later today. All right, so don't miss those 2 live shows, 4 p.m. from our home base at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California, and then 6 p.m. from Island Fishing Tackle in Carson, California. And of course, lots more great content all day long today. So much going on. A beautiful springtime April morning. It can't get any more gorgeous than it is here at sunrise this lovely Monday morning. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to be here with Friedman Adventures, as we deeply appreciate it. Take care, and I hope to see you really, really soon.